Hey, what's up, guys? So I am here at second appointment for the better angle here. Okay. Oh man. Actually made fun of me because I have an old iPhone. She was like, she was making fun of this other guy because he had Android, and I was trying to make the point that I actually like Android, and I think I'm gonna go back to Android. And I showed her my phone. I was like, oh hey, what's up, Debbie? Debbie B. What's up, Debbie B? How are you? Thank you so much for all the kind comments that you've been making on the videos. I've been reading them. I see them. I really appreciate them, Debbie B. Thank you so much. But yeah, so yeah, this girl was I was having dinner, and this girl was making fun of this guy for having an Android, and I was trying to come to his defense so that he wouldn't feel so bad, and I was like, I have an iPhone, but I'm thinking about going back to Android. I actually like Android. She goes, you got an old iPhone. She was like, that's almost just as bad. That's almost just as bad as having an Android. You got an old iPhone. Anyways, I was like, oh man, now I feel small. Daisy like the flower. Hey, what's up, Daisy like the flower? Dolores. Hey, Dolores. Uh, Debbie B says, love your videos. Wow, thank you. Thank you. um, Daisy like the flower. And just make a cook. What are we doing today? I'm grooming a Shih Tzu next. I groomed a Maltese this morning. Lily. You guys may remember Lily, the little Maltese. But anyways, I got this strand of hair that's driving me crazy. I was trimming my beard and this hair got in the way. And oh man, anyways. But yeah. What I was gonna share today is that I picked up archery recently. It was my birthday. Sorry, I'm setting up this table here. But anyways, it was my birthday last week. Just turned 38. So, anyways, I was thinking like, what do I want? If I could do anything or have anything, and my wife and kids are out in Arizona, so I literally could have done whatever I wanted, right? I had the day to myself. Oh, thank you, Debbie B. She says happy birthday. So I was thinking like, what do I really want? And I've always wanted to get into archery. I took archery class one time as a kid in summer camp, and I remember I really enjoyed it. And I know that there's like a Japanese form of archery where they incorporate meditation, and I know a few people that use archery as meditation. So I was like, I could use the meditative practice, and learning how to shoot a bow. I went and bought an arm brace because I didn't know that when you're a beginner, the string is gonna slap your arm a few times and it hurts. Anyways, what I learned from picking up archery is I got a recurve bow because I'm gonna go natural. I didn't want to get a long bow yet. Just got the recurve. But anyways, what I've been learning from archery is that there really is no set style. Like a lot of the shoot, my hair is all crazy. A lot of the instructional videos I've been watching, even the guy that was teaching me at the when I bought the bow, he gave me like a free lesson. It was awesome. But anyways, you can use a split finger, which is you put one finger over the arrow, back of the arrow, and two fingers underneath, or you could put three fingers underneath. You can bring it back here. You can bring it here. You can, like they're saying, like you can. Some guys, they shoot it from their waist like a gun, like like a fast shooter. There's this guy named Lars Anderson. He shoots it the wrong, quote unquote, wrong way, but he's amazing. He can like shoot like anything. Like he can shoot a bird out of the sky while running and flipping, with an arrow. So they're saying that there is no real right or wrong way, quote unquote. They're saying that you just got to be consistent, and it takes hours, years of practice. You just got to be willing to just keep practicing it year after year, day after day. And then after putting in that much time, and they call it instinctual shooting. It just becomes instinctual. And the instinctual shooters, they can look at a target and they stare a hole into it, and their body just knows how to get the arrow there, and they just they put all of their focus on the target, and that's it. And then they just trust their body because over the years of repetition, their body just knows what to do. And so, anyways, this is the same thing with grooming. With dog grooming, it's the same thing. Don't get so caught up in trying to do what other people are doing or do it the way other people are doing it. Yes, there are fundamentals and basics you want to learn, but once you learn that, really it's your own style. It's about consistency, just like archery. You just want to be consistent and do it the same way over and over again and develop that style over years. And you have to be patient and understand that it does take years. Oh, what's up? People are saying happy birthday. Lexi, hey, what's up, Lexi? WB says 20 years grooming. You are so right with this analogy. Exactly. It takes years, and you can't really compare your grooming style, the way you groom, with someone else's. I was watching an archery competition, the longbow. Well, it was actually natural bow, so they were using recurves, but they could use anyways. I was watching an archery competition, and they both, the two men, they were older. One was in his 60s, one was 72 years old. And this competition, there's like, I think 400 people, and it was open to all age groups. The two that made it to the finals, 60-year-old and a 70-year-old. Why? Because it's not about strength. It's about accuracy. It's about years of getting it right, mastering your craft. Dora Killier says, my dog's birthday is today. She's going to be 8 years. Wow, 8 years old. So in doggy years, that's roughly 56, like 50, mid 50s. Hopefully your dog doesn't start acting all weird, go and start buying some weird doggy toys. Anyways, Debbie B, never stop learning. You've taught me so much. Thank you, Debbie B. Lexi says, hey, happy birthday, thank you. So, yeah, if I could just leave you with that, just share that analogy, because I just thought it was so perfect for dog grooming. It really is the same way. Just like archery, you just want to develop your own, because I feel like for me, it's comfortable to bring the string, draw it right back here, so that I can pull it back to the same spot every time, But some people draw it back literally to their nose. Everybody has a different anchor spot. That's what they call it. But same thing with grooming. Some people start with the back leg first, the left back leg, and they work around. Some people work the other way. Some people start on the head first, and some people start on the back feet first, and they work up to the head. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong way. And also, the way I groom, I spend about a good hour, sometimes two, because right now it's wintertime, there's much more coming out. So it takes me a little longer this time of year. And I do that before the bath, and then I hand dry, and then I hand scissor. But that's just my style. That's what I like to do. But that's not how everybody should do it. It's just, you have to develop your own style, your own unique process. And here's a little, if you can come up with a catchy name for it, even better. If you can name your process, and come up with a unique process, and if you can name it, then you have something proprietary, something that gives you a competitive edge. Because, for example, the exit that I live off of, there's a gas station on either side, right? On one side, it's BP with Invigorate. On the other side, it's Sims, S-I-M-S, with cheap coffee and cigarettes. I mean, they still stay busy, I guess, but I'm just saying that for me, I always choose BP with Invigorate, because I'd rather, even though I don't know what's so invigorating about their special ingredient, but still, BP with Invigorate just sounds much better than Sims with old pumps and a coffee pot they've been using since the 60s. I don't know. I just made that up. Anyways, but yeah, here's a great example. So my mentor, Ted Worley, he used to be the vice president of marketing for Procter & Gamble, and one of the one of the analogies that he gave me, one of the examples that he gave me was that I think he told me like back in the 70s or something like that, 60s or 70s. they were running a campaign with Colgate, and all the other toothpaste, they all pretty much had the same ingredients. They were all made the same way, but Colgate, they decided to give that Tetra whatever Tetra something. It was a chemical name, right? And all the other toothpaste had it, but what Colgate did was they called it T3. They gave it a cool name, and so when they put it on the shelves, they all said Colgate with T3. Now nobody knew what T3 was, but they knew that none of the other toothpaste had it, right? And so they're like, oh shoot, well, FOMO, like fear of missing out. I mean, there's this new thing, Colgate with T3, and Crest and all the other ones don't have this T3. It's just regular toothpaste. So they started flying off the shelves. So that's just one example. So when we had our shop, it was called Furific Spa. We had our 4-step process. We called it the Furific Way. So it just helps differentiate. If you have a process, but come up with your own unique style, and then if you can name it. Right now, it's just called 4 steps now. But anyways, so I gotta get working. Hopefully that was helpful for everybody. Dora, what is the best dry to buy for a dog? Oh, right now, I'm using a hand dryer that I bought at a beauty supply. Oh my God, I'm gonna go back there and buy some more brushes and stuff because the prices are amazing there. But right now, I'm using this one here. It's called Typhoon 1900. And I bought this at that beauty supply shop in Duluth for $20, $19.99, $20. So it's just a hand gift. Get a gimmick. Yeah, well, oh my God, Lexi, thank you so much for mentioning that because I actually been thinking about that. The best gimmick is authenticity, 100% authenticity. That's the best gimmick. The best gimmick is no gimmick because even when you're being 100% totally authentic, people are going to assume that you're not. People are going to assume that there's something behind that there's a gimmick. It's a shtick. People are still going to be suspicious and skeptical. So the best way to overcome that is to just be authentic. And then when they actually have the experience, they're like, oh my God, this guy wasn't full of shit. Like he actually did what he said he was gonna do. Oh my, like he even exceeded expectations. Like, oh my God, that's the best is when the gimmick is no gimmick. That's why I love to watch you because you're so athletic. I am athletic, baby. Look at that. I'm just kidding. I know what you meant, authentic. But yeah. So here's a great example. I see this a lot. A lot of grooming shops will put up on Facebook or something. We're booking out fast. Call today to secure your spot, or make sure you get your appointment in. See, that to me, and maybe it's just me personally, but to me that feels a little disingenuous, a little, not authentic, because if you're that busy and your days are booking out, why the call to action? Why ask people to call and book? Because if you're booking out fast, so I use the same dryer. Nice. Okay, but yeah, for me, it's like when you are really authentic. Okay, so here's a great example. I don't take new clients. I can't. I'm maxed out. So I had a waiting list. Oh my God. And so a lot of my clients, they didn't believe me. Well, it's not that they didn't believe me. They thought that it was kind of like a marketing shtick, like it was like a marketing tactic to say I'm booked out, I can't take any clients, to make it look like there's more of a demand than there is, and then maybe people will start, And I get it. It sounds reasonable, but I actually can't take any more clients, right? And so my clients were actually referring people to me, because they thought maybe that if I need help, if I'm doing this gimmick, this shtick, saying that I'm booked out when I'm not because I need more business, then maybe they thought they would help me out. So I was getting a lot of referrals and so we ended up with 16 people on a waiting list, which is just ridiculous. And my clients, one of my clients last week even told me, she was like, I would refer more people to you, but I mean, if I knew you could handle the business, she's like, I can't believe you can't take any more clients. And I was like, yeah. Anyways, so where I'm going with this is, I realized that, um, yeah, like having 16 people on a waiting list was just too much. It just ridiculous. Because dogs don't pass away or move away that often. So for what I did was, um, it's not about the money. Okay, so when I say that what I do is not about the money, but then if I raise prices on my clients, I jack it up, and I did already. I did. When we started booking out, I raised prices, especially on a few people that I wanted them off anyways. Now I just have the conversation. Instead of jacking up the price and doing it passive aggressively, I just let them know, hey, I don't really like coming here. I don't really like grooming your dog, or I don't like dealing with you, and I just been firing people, honestly. So, but what I've been doing is I raised the prices for new clients. So now, I contacted a lot of people on the waiting list. A lot of people are not interested anymore. So now we don't have 16 people on a waiting list. And we had 42 clients on our schedule. Now we have 33 because, yeah, I started getting rid of a lot of the clients that I didn't personally like doing business with. Like, I just realized we have a very limited time here on Earth. Seriously, how much longer are you planning on living? Maybe 50 more years. Maybe 60. But here's the thing. Like archery, it's gonna take me another 10 years of practice to get good at archery. So it took me about 10 years now to get decent at grooming dogs, at scissoring, doing the haircuts. So anything that you want to do in life, any skill that you want to learn, is gonna take about 10 years to get good at it, right? Scuba diving, mountain climbing, rock, whatever it is that you want to learn or you want to try in this lifetime. It's gonna take you about at least 5 years to get decent at it, about 10 years to really get good at it, master it. So that means that if you're gonna live 50 more years, you only have about 5 more things that you might be able to get good at. Think about that. I'm 38 now. Let's say I have let's say I have 40 good years in me left, right? That means that'll put me at 78, right? Because after 78, I doubt I'm gonna learn how to water ski or anything. So let's just say I have 40 more years in me, right? 40 more good years. That means that if I do take this archery thing seriously, that's one thing that's gonna take 10 years, and I gotta really commit on my off time. And then let's say I want to learn how to go, backpacking and do the wildlife survival because I've always wanted to, learn how to set up my own, anyways, that's gonna take time. So I only have like 3 or 4 more activities that I can actually enjoy in this lifetime before I'm done. So I realize now I don't want to spend time doing things that I don't want to do, and I don't want to spend time with people I don't like. Oh, here's a great test. Here's a great how I decide whether or not I want to do business with anybody with someone anymore. When I think of that person, when that person's name pops up to my mind or pops up on my schedule or my phone, how does it make me feel inside? Do I feel myself expanding? Right? And you know what I'm talking about. Do I feel myself feeling good, feeling excited, expanding? Or do I feel tight? Do I feel myself contracting, feeling smaller? Do I feel myself feeling that anxiety, feeling that I don't really want to do this? That's the way I judge. When I think about that person, how do they make me feel? Right? And so then I've been just cutting people off. Because I don't have time for that anymore. I just don't. I realize that now. Okay, let me see here. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my goodness. Debbie says, I'm driving, speak to chat. Oh, nice, okay. Dora, new grooming. Spank me pink. Ooh, I like that. Spank me pink. Okay. Grooming has its downs. Coworker had a German Shepherd rip her arm. Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. That's the crazy thing. Okay, what other profession do you know? Like, okay, a hairdresser. Could you imagine if a hairdresser, right, was doing a haircut on an unruly child? And let's just say he had a mental condition. It's not his fault, but this kid is just flailing his arms, getting violent, screaming, cursing, and this hairstylist, they're trying to do a haircut on this boy, and he's thrashing, and they say, we expect you to do a very nice haircut. Here's a picture, I found it in a magazine. You make him look like Justin Bieber, and if he gets hurt, if anything should happen to him, he gets overwhelmed, he gets too stressed, he gets poked in the eye or the face, there's some blood, you accidentally cut him or nip him, it's all your fault. And you owe the doctor bills. Like, would that make any sense? I don't know why, as groomers, we're expected to perform a haircut safely on a dog that's uncooperative, that's scared. It's not their fault. They don't know what's going on. But still, a lot of times they're moving. When you're trying to scissor their foot, they'll keep doing that. When you're trying to, and so you're trying to do this haircut the best you can. This dog's moving around and sometimes uncooperative. And if anything happens, it's all your fault. I don't get that, And I don't. And personally, if a client of mine starts giving me a weird vibe, like they don't really trust me, they don't like things like I just fire them. Wow, Debbie B just gave me $10. Oh my God, thank you, Debbie B. Dolores, no room for any clients. Yeah. I bought a flying pig double dryer, thinking it was good for all dogs, and it was way too strong. Okay. Yeah, sometimes bigger and more expensive isn't always better. Yeah, I mean, I don't really, you know me, I don't really, I did break down and buy an Oster clipper because the ones that they just, so I did break down and buy a better clipper, but are there dog groomers here on chat? Yes, I think so. CD, I've been grooming for 9 years. Lexi Galloway's a groomer. Have a diploma, but not quote unquote certified. I'm not certified either. I'm certifiable. Grooming and training, Crystal LaCroix. I did a course level 2 at my local college. Okay. Do it soon, June. We never know what will happen. My grandmother lived to 101. Wow. My daughter is the bomb at archery. Whoa, okay. I love to groom, but am only doing it to help people at the moment. Okay, perfect. Does June own his own website? Yes, so my website is junetheggroomer.com. I host it through wordpress.com. Anyways, LOL, I used to groom and practice archery. Yeah, I love it. I'm really starting to love it. The first few arrows, I lost an arrow already. Those arrows are expensive too. I really was bummed out. But anyways, I wish I could find a groomer willing to come to my home who is as patient and as authentic as you, June. Oh, thank you, Brenda Bell. But that's the thing, it's like a comparison. You don't want somebody like me. You want someone who is themselves, You want someone who is unique. Lexi Galloway, where are you, Brenda? Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Wow, nice. Okay. But yeah, I think authenticity is key. So if you really are booked out, then, and I had to take my own advice. That's why I deactivated my Facebook, my personal Facebook account. And my business Facebook account, June the Groomer, is still up because, there's another admin on there that's active. But anyways, my personal Facebook is deactivated. My Instagram is deactivated. I'm still doing this YouTube because I like it. I like to do it, and I don't care what anyone thinks about it. And I'm good with that now. If people think I'm an attention seeker, that's fine. They're probably right. If somebody wants to talk crap about me, again, they're probably right. But I don't care. This makes me happy. I like to do this, so I'm gonna do it. But anyways, again, authenticity. So, yeah. And then my prices again. I was talking about my prices. So then I jacked my prices up. So now, new clients I charge 275, even if it's a Maltese, even if it's a a lab. It doesn't matter what it is. It's 275 for the first visit. And I know that's a lot of money for me too. That's a lot of money. I wouldn't do it personally with my budget. No, I wouldn't pay 275 for a first visit. But it's because it's not a gimmick. I really can't take anybody else. And so if anybody else wants to get on the schedule, it's gonna have to be an investment on both parts. I'm gonna have to invest a day. I'm gonna have to clear a day out that my regular clients could have scheduled. And I'm gonna have to, spend that entire day on a new client that may not work out. So it's a big investment on my part. So it has to be an investment on the new client's part as well, because I don't know them. Let's just be real. But my clients, who I do know, who I do have a relationship with, who have been there for me, I'm not going to raise prices on them like that. Maybe 3% every year to account for inflation, but that's it. Because I feel like relationships are real and relationships are valuable. And that's what you have to cherish and treasure, are the relationships that you have with people. And so, yeah, for me, that's what I'm doing. And the crazy thing is, I got 3 new clients on the schedule, and I even texted them like to just double check. Like, I just want to be clear, it's 275, and they told me we're perfectly clear. But anyways, so, and there's a few people I still haven't contacted that's still on the waiting list, because I realized, what's the point? I was actually emailing the people on the waiting list the new price to get them off the waiting list. I didn't know that they were going to say, "Oh, okay, no problem," and then get on the schedule. So now I stopped. I got enough people off the waiting list, and so the rest of the people that are on the waiting list, I'm not even contacting yet, because what if they say yes? What if they say, "Oh, that's fine, 275. Yeah, when can I schedule?" Like, "Oh, I can't actually schedule. I was just telling you the price." Like, I don't want to waste their time. So again, because I don't want to do any gimmicky stuff. I'm really busy. I know it might not seem like it because I'm sitting here talking to you guys, but I'm setting up. I'm getting my tools and stuff ready. Alrighty here. Colette. Whoa, what's up, Colette? Good to see you. June, I stood my ground this week. I insisted on better training. We've already worked past trauma. He's too big a dog to wrestle. Scary, but I did it. It was breaking my body. Exactly, Colette. And it's okay. It's okay to say, I don't want to groom this dog, or I don't want to deal with you. It's okay. What's wrong with that, You are a teacher. Oh, thank you. Brenda, Alexia Galloway says, Brenda, doctors know doctors. So groomers know groomers. Just start checking around and get the word out for who you want. Penny, June, have you heard of Crufts in the UK? I have heard of that. Juliet, new client each at 275. Thanks. Yes, Juliet. New clients are 275. Now I know what people might say. Oh, I thought you said it's not about the money. Why are you charging so much if it's not about the money? Because I want to make sure it's not about the money for the new clients either, right? So if I'm gonna have to convince them that it's worth 275 at the beginning, because that's only the first visit. The second visit, is usually like 100, 125, depending on the dog, or sometimes 80 if it's small team. But anyways, so the second visit, once we get past that first visit, we start scheduling regular, then it's not 275. But that first initial visit to get started is 275. If I have to convince that new client that it's worth it, and it's like pulling teeth or pulling nails, I have to really try to convince them. It's not my job to convince somebody that I'm worth it. I think I'm worth it, but if they don't think that I'm worth it, then it's not my job to convince them. But that's the thing. It's like, if somebody wants to say like, oh, I guess it got to June's head now, no, he's big-headed now he just wants the money. It's not about that at all. It's if the new client, who I actually cannot really take, if they want to get on the schedule when the spot opens up, when the next spot opens up, the next person I fire, or they fire me, or a dog passes away, whatever happens, the next spot that opens up, I'm going to offer it to the person who values it the most. I hope that makes sense. So the person who is only interested if the price is right, I'm not interested. The person who's interested because they see the value and they don't care about the price, that's who I want. Because I cannot groom very many dogs. I got 33 now and I'm still booked out. So if I can't take any more clients, you know, and also, yeah, I'm not gonna keep going on with that. But anyways, and okay, and again, this is just me. I'm not saying this is a template for you or anybody else to do what I'm doing because it might put you out of business, you know. So this is just me, and I'm not saying that anybody else should do it. Yes, first visit I spent like 4 hours. Yeah, Juliet. I mean, at least 4 hours for me. So I mean, yeah. And then again, I'm not gonna try to explain and convince anybody that it's worth it. If they don't think it's worth it, they don't have to pay. I don't care. Brenda Bell. That thanks, Lexi Galley. I've been trying to teach myself. Okay. Dolores Parr, like that philosophy. Yes, you know Dolores. You're the person that you referred actually. She was on the waiting list for months. And so I let her know. First visit was 275, and she was like, "Oh no," you know, like so. Anyways, but yeah, I don't care. I don't care if they think it's too much. They're probably right. It probably is too much for them. But there are several other people who have told me that it's not enough. That I should be charging even more than that. That I'm worth more than that. Those are the people I want to do business with. Not the people that are always you know, always trying to haggle with me, always trying to complain about something, you know, to make it seem like I should be lowering the price or something. I don't like that. Even when I was in the car business, it was really weird because the people who haggled the most would give us the worst surveys. They were like the most unhappy people, no matter what you did. But the people who didn't haggle that much, who were easy, it was pleasant to sell the car to, and they were happy to pay more. We would get perfect surveys from them. You know, I just realized there's a poor mentality and there's a rich mentality. For example, my dad was just here visiting from Alaska, and he just went back yesterday. He flew back. I suggested that we go to the mall right next to our house because there's enough Korean people in the community there. They play Korean movies at the theater, new Korean movies at the theater. So I told my mom, hey, before Dad goes, why don't we all, with my aunt, my brother, all as a big family, let's go to watch a Korean movie together at that theater. And she was like, what movie is it? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, they show one Korean movie, who cares what it is? Let's just go and watch it together, have some popcorn. My mom was like, I don't know, maybe. And I was like, I'll buy the tickets, you know? And she was like, oh, you know. So then she mentioned to my dad, and it seemed like everybody was kind of excited about it. And then they asked me how much the tickets were. And I was like, don't worry about it. And they're like, no, how much is it? I heard it's like $15 a person. And I was like, yeah, it is about $15 a person, but don't worry about it. And she was like, no, what are you crazy? Like, we just saw, you know, are you crazy? No, we're not going to spend that kind of money and stuff. Now I realized, again, I cannot convince somebody of the value of something. For me, it wasn't about watching the movie. It was about having that experience together as a family, that shared experience and a new memory, right? That's what it was for me. So for $15 a person, it was a bargain. It was extremely, I saw the value in it, you know? So for me, it was a no-brainer. Of course I would pay for it to have that experience with my family. But with my mom and dad, I even told them, I know you're probably gonna have a stomach ache over it, you know? You're probably gonna get sick over it, about the money that I spent to watch a movie, you know? And that's the way they saw it. So I was like, it's okay, it's fine, we don't have to do it, you know? So we didn't. But I just realized, how sad is that? Because my dad just flew back to Alaska now with $15 extra in his pocket, but no memory with his son, right? Isn't That's poor mentality. Poor thinking keeps people poor. Stop looking at the price of the things. Look at the value. How much do I value that experience? What is the value of that experience to me? That's how I make my decisions about money now. So for me, yeah, $15 a person, even though it's like what, five, six people, I don't care. I mean, I'll make that money back. I can always make more money, but I can't get that time back. That chance, that opportunity to have that experience with my family, with my father. But yeah, no experience because they rather keep the money in their pocket, that $15, right? Value people, not things. Use things, not people. Okay, let's see here before I start getting all preachy and have you groomed a cat? No, I don't even groom my own cat. I let him do that. He's pretty good at it too. Lexi Galloway, don't kill yourself. 33 is a lot of clients. I know, right? Hello, Candace says, hello, June the Groomer. Hello, Candace. Debbie B, I absolutely love that you can get 275. That is amazing. I'm sure you're worth it. Thank you so much, Debbie B. Dolores, yes, they are stretched since the move downtown. I understand. And that's the thing. Anytime somebody tells me that I'm charging too much, that's my response. I understand. Period. What else is there to say? Right? David T. Shop I was just at the other groom told me that I can deal with all the foo-foo dog owners because they are too picky. David T. Okay, but I like the picky customers. At least they know what they want, and I can, if they make it clear to me, I can give them what they want. People tend to be cheap, like shopping at Walmart, where I shop a lot. With inflation, everyone is pinching pennies. Me too. I'm doing the same thing, but there are certain things where I see the value in it, and I will not pinch the pennies. David T. I'd rather deal with picky and make them happy, thankful than somebody. Exactly. Somebody haggling on. And the picky ones, they tip so well because they know they're picky usually, and they know how hard it is to find someone that can actually meet their standards. So when you can do it, when you can deliver, actually deliver, and not just charm them, then yeah, they tip fat, they tip heavy, baby. Juliet says, I love the reminder. I would pay for value, especially as it's for a dog. Exactly. I see the effort and the thoroughness of the person. Exactly. When it comes to my children, my pets, my family members, people that I care about, money is not an issue. When it comes to these shoes even, so I bought myself some new shoes. These Reeboks, I got them at Ross for 20 bucks. And they're comfortable. I love them. But so I'm all about the bargain. I love bargain shopping and getting deals. But there are just some things where it's just, like watching a movie with my father and my mother because I've never done that before. No, I take that back. We watched The Passion. We watched The Passion a long time. Mel Gibson. Anyways, Lexi Galloway, sorry about missing that time with your dad. It's okay. We didn't fight. We didn't fight at all this time, so we're making progress. Debbie B says, cats lick themselves, not clean themselves. Oh, well, you're talking to a dog groomer. I'm not a cat. I mean, I didn't even want the cat, but the cat's attached to me now. Like, he won't leave my side. When I get home, like, he won't, and he sleeps on top of my head, on the pillow right above my head. He licks me and licks my hair as I'm sleeping, and I'm like, I smell that, but I'm too tired to do anything about it, Anyways, the cat has picked me. I didn't pick the cat. Penny Downing says, June, my little dog, the Westie, waves her paw to you, and the rest in chat room. Hey, what's up, little Westie? Do you get all the tangles and mats before bathing always? Yes, always. Dolores Price, just the clients who value their dogs are the best clients, and they value you and treasure your time. Have a wonderful day. Exactly. And so that's the thing, is like, if you're gonna have a hard time at the beginning of the relationship with that person, and you're already having to explain yourself and try to convince them that it's worth it, the entire relationship for years, I just fired a client last week where they were one of my clients back, like from 6 years ago. It took 6 years of me hoping that they would finally change, that they would finally get it. They won't. You're not going to change people. So if it's like that at the beginning, just go ahead and cut it off at the beginning so you don't have to drag yourself through 6 years of trying to convince these people. Debbie B, true story. All right, guys. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me. 40 minutes. Oh my God. I got